that's about on average that works great for us.
Want fours?
Well, we'll do it at the end, and I'll show you how I fold it and everything. But each changes should be good. If for some reason it isn't, that's okay. Everybody bleeds differently, and you know we're not worried about that. But you.
Come here.
Who?
Here.
Emmy?
What?
Yeah. All my tooth.
Oh, we put that in the biohazard container. Those go away. I know you want to see it, but well, they're all gone, and I'm sorry about that. But we save them for real little kids for the tooth fairy, but otherwise we don't save them because they're just little pieces.
I'm sure the tooth fairy will come.
No, we don't like to keep, little pieces of people's. It's just not.
Yeah, what's the point?
It's like a biohazard.
We'll put some fake teeth under your pillow.
No,
Actually, we have all your teeth. We'll just.
Okay, there you go. Just
Yeah,
put some new ones under there. Okay, so, anyways, it should be plenty. If for some reason you need more, you're welcome to come back here and get more gauze. Or if you have gauze in your mouth. Or if you go to a pharmacy, you can ask them for sterile 4x4s, okay?
Okay.
We also have a prescription, and we're going to talk all about that, but I want just to tell you what it is before I put it in the bag so that you don't look at it and go, whoa, wait a minute, what is this? So it's Loratab 7.5. That's a synthetic Vicodin, and it has codeine and Tylenol in it as well. We'll talk more about it, but that's what it is. It says on here 1/2 to 1 tab every 4 hours as needed for pain. That's what that means. They'll usually put it in English when they fill it at the pharmacy.
Okay, so we first try 1/2, and if that doesn't work.
And you can take up to 1 tab in 4 hours. So if you take one and then 2 hours or 3 hours later, it doesn't really matter about that as long as it's not over 1 tab in the 4 hours. Okay.
Your tongue is there.
She read somewhere that.
No, honey, you're doing fine, okay? Everything's fine. You just can't feel your mouth because it's numb. Do you want to look in the mirror again? Here, I'll show you again. We'll look again so you can see. But everything's there. You just got it numb, so it feels funny. No, stop. You are very cute. You stop.
My goodness.
Poor little Maddie. Okay, so we're going to go.
Everything's
Are you
fine.
videotaping this?
Yes.
Oh.
She wanted me to. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
So,
Your tongue is perfect.
Yes, it's recording.
okay.
You're gonna
So you
love
can
this.
watch it later and laugh at yourself, huh?
Nicole wanted to see you.
Oh, is Nicole your friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
You have to
sure
tell
your
Nicole.
whole class is
You need
gonna
to
want
tell
see
Nicole
this.
not to laugh at you. Okay, so these are the instructions that we're going to go over. Okay, now I am going to give you just a little bit of information first before I start, and I don't want to confuse it, but we'll hit each of these points if you're following along. You don't have to, that doesn't bother me, but if you want to, you can.
Okay.
So the first thing we're just gonna talk about the numbness and the sutures with Maddie a little bit, and then we'll do the instructions.
Okay.
So have you ever been numb before for like a dental procedure or something? Have you ever numb? Have you ever? Emmy, I'm the nurse. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Have you ever been numb before?
What?
Numb, like have you ever had a filling or something done where they numb you? No. Okay. So that's what we did though. We numbed your mouth. Everything's numb. That's why you can't feel it. Your tongue and everything. That's your tongue.
It's
Yep.
my tongue.
That's right.
It's
So,
so there.
Maddie, when it starts to wear off, usually 2 to 3 hours it's going to last. It's going to feel funny. You'll get like tingly feelings when it wears off. Totally normally. It'll be kind of tingly. That's normal.
Right.
Also, it can wear off kind of patchy because it works on the nerve branches. So one side can wear off before the other. It's totally normal. That's just how it wears off. Nothing to worry about, okay? You also have just one stitch in each area. They don't completely stitch the sockets closed, so you'll still see little holes there. We're not stitching it to close it up. We don't want to do that. It just helps it to heal better that way. They're dissolvable stitches, so you don't have to worry about them coming out. They usually last 5 to 10 days, depending on which stitch he used, okay? Some stitches last a little longer than the others, and I don't know what he used because I wasn't in there, but they're dissolvable. It's not good to worry about it. Things to think about or to know are that, oh, whoops, this is going to be, sorry, that's not because of her, it's just,
The paper.
It's instructions.
Read the paper.
Honey, I'll give it to you when you can see better.
She's fine. Read the paper.
She's if you just listen,
Okay.
she's telling
I'm
us
telling everything on there.
the paper.
Okay.
that way you don't have to try and read when you can't, when everything's double. I bet you couldn't read it anyways. Okay, so, last one of these two. When
Your blood pressure.
when those stitches start to come out, you might see, keep your arm straight for me, you might see that one stitch comes out before the others, okay? That's okay, that's normal, nothing to worry about. Either her tongue can get to it easier, and if the tongue plays with it, it dissolves the stitches faster, and it'll tend to do that. or, you know, the area just healed faster. Either way, no big deal, okay? Nothing for you to worry about. She's going to feel the little strings sticking out and play with them, and it's all normal. That's just what that's going to be, is those little dissolvable stitches. So, as far as the instructions, so point 1 talks about bleeding and the gauze. We expect her to bleed 6 to 8 hours most of today, okay? The gauze that's in her mouth, we're going to change. It's almost done. Just hold it still, and then, why is it not?
Oh no.
Just behave yourself, young lady.
I don't wanna.
Okay, so
Tired.
you're going to change that gauze every 30 to 45 minutes until the active bleeding stops. So what we mean by that is when she's biting down on that gauze, it's causing a big blood clot to form in those sockets, which is going to stop all that active bleeding. Once you get to that point, you're just going to have oozing kind of from around that area, but it's not really, you know, bleeding. That's going to last until tomorrow, and she doesn't need gauze for that. She'll see like light pink in her saliva, or when she's brushing her teeth, she'll see kind of like that pink from the oozing. But once you get to the point where that red active bleeding stops and you just have that light pink, she's done using the gauze. So we don't want you to be waiting for it to completely stop, because you would have it in too long then. So as you're changing the gauze, you'll see they'll be dark red. Okay, all done. They'll be dark red, and then it'll get lighter and lighter, and then you'll just have light pink, okay? What's the matter?
What's wrong?
There's a Band-Aid.
You want a Band-Aid on there instead? We'll put a Band-Aid on there. So, gauze can come out any time if she wants to have something to eat or drink, okay? It doesn't need to stay in there while she's eating or drinking. It'll come out. But you just want to make sure.
Just when she's...
Whenever. And we'll talk about that too. That's right. But whenever she wants to have something to eat or drink, we're going to take
What is that?
It needs to be replaced as soon as she's done. We don't want to leave it
What
out
is
too
that?
long.
Oh.
Okay?
Now leave those on, honey. It'll
For
help
24 hours, ice, and it's important to keep it on there so you don't get chipmunk cheeks. You don't want chipmunk cheeks, right? So we want to keep ice on there.
Okay. It's cold, though.
For 24 hours, I know it is.
That's the idea.
That's ice.
It's
For
cleaning out
24
my
hours,
food.
we want you to not, hold on, oh, that didn't hurt. It's just paper tape. It doesn't even stick to your skin. There we go. Paper, it's, never mind. Anyways, not worth it. For 24 hours, we don't want her to spit, we don't want her to use a straw, and we don't want her to smoke. So that's to prevent.
I don't smoke.
Okay, so don't start today. Dry socket. It's real easy to fix it if it happens, but it's painful, so we want to try and prevent it, okay? The straws is pretty easy because you just don't use them, but as far as spitting, the main reason why she probably would spit would be to brush her teeth. Girls don't usually walk around and spit a lot. That's more what we worry about with boys, but she doesn't need to brush her teeth today because of the oral rinse that we did. We do an oral rinse before surgery, and that's going to clean the germs out as far as for oral hygiene. So she wouldn't need to worry about that till tomorrow. But if she wants to brush her teeth just to get rid of kind of the funny taste that we leave, that's okay to do that for that reason. But just so you're not worried about doing it for oral hygiene, because it isn't necessary till tomorrow. But today,
But when if she brushes,
she can't spit, so she would just want to open her mouth and go
let it fall
and let it
out.
all
Okay,
fall
all
out.
right.
That's correct. And
Does
also,
she swish?
as long as it's gently, you know, we don't want her to be like really swishing, just real gentle. She could swish around and stuff. Well, and she's going to do rinses starting tomorrow too, but we'll talk about that. The ice, like we were just talking about, we want to keep lots of ice on her face. We put it on right away after the surgery, and we want to keep it on a lot today because ice really helps reduce the bruising and swelling that we see. It helps prevent it from being able to swell, right?
So
these ice packs will go home with her, but it's just crushed ice in a sandwich bag that we wrap up in a paper towel, so it's not really reusable.